Welcome to this week's lesson, which is the start of Component1 Aim B. Your lesson will be an introduction to market research. We will give you an instruction or will introduce a new topic to each slide. Peach will read the text for you. Daisy will help you with your tasks by providing you with examples or extra information. Luigi will give you a task to do and explain what needs to be done. The learning intentions for today's lesson are to identify the different types of market research an enterprise can use, to analyse the advantages and disadvantages of the different methods of market research, and to justify the best type of market research for a given situation or enterprise. What is market research? Enterprises conduct market research to find out what their target market wants. They use this information to adapt their products. It can give and provide data based on numbers, ratings, and statistics, or thoughts, ideas, and feelings. SMEs must consider the different ways of collecting data before carrying out research. An example of why enterprises might carry out market research would be that they want to find out what their customers want, so they could ask their customers questions based on products they already have and get their feedback. Click on the link to watch the video and identify the main reasons that businesses need to use market research. Write your answers in the text box below. The first type of data is quantitative. This research is more easily measured than qualitative data. This is because it is designed to prove a set of statistics, and these are used to spot patterns and identify trends. Qualitative data. This research can be very useful to an SME. It collects information about ideas, feelings and thoughts on a particular product. The way the information is collected will depend on the type of enterprise doing the research and the resources available to collect the information. The question for you is, which types of data do you think is recorded on graphs more easily? Write your answer in the text box below. Like all types of data, qualitative and quantitative data has its limitations. Complete the table below to identify the correct limitations for each type of data. The limitations are, it can be difficult to measure, the data can make it hard to find out the information in more depth, the data can make presumptions of responses, the data often doesn't fit into categories and can be difficult to analyse. Complete the activity table below, identifying the different limitations of quantitative and qualitative data. The answers are colour-coded and you must drag them from the text box into the correct boxes in either the quantitative column or the qualitative column. Primary research is important for an SME because it can help the enterprise gain new customers and gather information from existing customers. It uses the information to improve its overall performance, continue to satisfy customers, create new markets, and increase its profits. Examples of this include questionnaires, surveys, focus groups and interviews, and visits and observations. List 3 benefits and 3 drawbacks of an enterprise carrying out primary research. Write your answers in the box below. For the benefits, think about how they use the information that they collect to improve their business. And for the drawbacks, think about how time-consuming primary research is and maybe the expense. What I would like you to do is to create 5 questions you could use as primary research in a survey to ask your peers how they feel about the food at school. One of the questions could be, do you think we have a good choice of hot meals at school? And you could ask them to rate the number out of 10. So you could say 1 would be you don't think that they have a good range, and 10 would be that you think they have the best range of hot meals. Also, you need to think about what types of questions you're going to ask. So some questions might be closed, where the answer is either a yes or a no answer. And these can be counted and put in graphs, which gives quantitative data. And some are more open questions, like for people to write their opinions or feelings. And this person can write anything, which is a qualitative response. Research is research that has already been collected by someone else and already exists. It's often bought or used by an enterprise to save money. Examples of this include sales figures, newspapers, websites, government publications, for example, social trends, and commercial publications such as Keynote and Mintel reports. What do you think the advantages are for a business? The advantages of secondary research are that it saves time and it's relatively inexpensive, and it's also widely available. Disadvantages are that it's not specifically gathered for the business, it may be out of date, and it could contain bias. To help you learn more about secondary research, I would like you to complete the research activity below and answer the 3 questions. Please answer your questions in the boxes opposite. Number 1, access the Mintel website at www.mintel.com and see what information you can access for free. Number 2, which types of reports must an enterprise pay to see and how much they cost? And number 3, how could you see this information help an SME to grow or support the needs of customers? Some hints to help you answer the questions are: what kinds of reports? So what do the reports entail that cost money? So in comparison to the ones that are free, what do you actually have to pay for? So Mintel will have information on lots of different businesses, but what I want to know is, what type of information are you having to pay for as a business to find out about other businesses? And also, for the question 3, how can this information help an SME to grow or support the needs of their customers? So how can looking at the reports on Mintel and what other businesses are doing and finding out extra information, how can this help them to grow their business and make their customers more satisfied? Today's final task is a summary worksheet. What I would like you to do is all of the information that you have learnt about today in the lesson, I want you to put it onto the worksheet, okay? So use all of the slides. They'll all have useful information on which will help you answer the questions. To help remind you of the different types of primary and secondary research, I think it would be really useful for you to find images that represent the different types of primary and secondary research. So I want you to go on the internet and find many different examples. So for primary, you'd be looking at icons of interviews, icons of surveys, questionnaires, focus groups, and then for secondary, you'd be looking at things like government documents, newspapers, websites, all that kind of thing. And I want you to find pictures that represent each one of the different types of research. Complete the summary questions for secondary research. You need to write the definition, the benefits and drawbacks, and why the enterprises use secondary research. If you're stuck, click on Daisy and she will help you. When thinking about secondary research, for the benefits, think about how much it costs to get secondary research in comparison to primary research. And for the drawbacks, think about things like how old the research might be, who wrote the research, where you could find the research from, and those kinds of things. For the challenge question, what I would like you to do is think about what type of research would you recommend for a new business. So would you recommend primary? Would you recommend secondary? And I want you to be specific with examples. So if you recommend primary, what type of research would you recommend? Interviews, questionnaires, surveys, and then I want you to say why. Thank you for completing this week's introduction lesson on market research. As normal, there will be a quiz uploaded on Friday for you to also complete following the lesson. I just wanted to say a massive well done to everyone for the hard work so far. This is my last lesson with you guys, so I just wanted to wish you the best of luck in anything you do in the future.